Good evening. Welcome back to another night of Premier League Dad football. My name's Key, or Kieran, whichever way you want to prefer to call me. We're live for Bologna v Juventus. We've had a great day of football, had a great weekend of football, let's be honest. We had the Championship final day on Saturday, Everton and Ipswich. Great game, one of the last games at Goodison Park. Arsenal getting beat by Bournemouth, at the Emirates. That was a great game. And then we did Inter Milan. Trying to bridge the gap at the top of Serie A, beating Hellas Verona 1-0 at the San Siro. That was a really, really good win for them, especially after the performance against Barcelona in midweek. And today we started off with the early game, which was, what was the early game today? Celtic and Rangers, 1-1, the Old Firm. Great game in that one as well. And it was 1-1 in the Brighton-Newcastle game. Newcastle dropping points, you'd have to say. Maybe big points. Depends how the rest of the season goes, but big points in that race for Champions League football, dropping points at the Amex. And then we've just watched Liverpool get dismantled. A very heavily rotated side, it must say, for Liverpool to drop those points. But they did drop those points away to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. And again, big win for Chelsea in the race for the Champions League positions. And now we're still focusing on Champions League positions, but instead we're back in Serie A. We are at the Stadio Renato, where it's Bologna against Juventus. Bologna and Juventus are very much in a very tight race in Serie A to get those top four places. There's not many. There's Lazio and Roma, who've both won today. Roma beating Fiorentina, Lazio beating Empoli. Atalanta already got a win today against Monza. They've secured, you'd think, their place in the Champions League for next season. So Napoli, Inter, still to be decided who's actually going to be the outright winner of the Scudetto. But Napoli and Inter fighting it out at the top. Atalanta, I think, are pretty secure in third. And that fourth spot could be any one of four teams. It could be Bologna or Juventus tonight. It could be Roma. It could be Lazio. And I think if either one of these sides wins tonight, they go back into that fourth spot. So a draw doesn't really suit either team. It has to be a win. And both sides will feel confident coming into this one. Bologna got a big win over Inter Milan a couple of weeks ago. Juventus seem to have found a little bit of form again. They've not had a great season, I would say, Juve, but they have just picked up a little bit of form again recently. Kolo Muani's been a good find for them. He scored against Monza last time out for them. And again, Juve looking a little bit brighter, a little bit better. It is about 10 minutes to kick off. And I do just want to remind everyone, by the way, our sponsor for Premier League Dad Lives this season is Match Bingo. Match Bingo are our sponsors for the remainder of the 24-25 season here. We do live watch-alongs on this channel, if you're new to Premier League Dad, we do watch-alongs every single day. Live watch-alongs across the Premier League, the Championship, the La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, Liga, and it doesn't matter. We do live watch-alongs everywhere because that's how you get knowledgeable as a football fan, isn't it? That's how you grow your knowledge. You watch other players, other teams around the world, and you see if you can do a bit of scouting, see who could be good targets for you, see how you rate other teams around the world, and grow your own knowledge of football. And I just love watching football as well. I used to go watching football all around the world. I used to go and watch Liverpool home and away if I could when I was a bit younger. But now I am in my 30s. I've got a family. I've got a little girl. I've got a wife and a family. And you just can't. It's too expensive now. So now I watch football with you. That's what I do. I watch football with you and I'm watching it tonight. Bologna v Juventus. Everyone piles into the chat. We get fans from all clubs. We've got thousands of fans from all over the world who watch us and join in on the chat. So if that's you, then give us a like, give us a subscribe, wherever you might be. And make sure you hit that notification bell because we're live every single night this week. But we are sponsored by Match Bingo. As I said, Match Bingo is a fantastic new app. If you like a football bet, I love a football bet, I love an acca, and Match Bingo is brilliant. It's a genius new app, to be honest, that combines all the fun, all the excitement of normal sports betting, I guess, with all the fun and excitement of bingo. And it basically, you get a bingo card with 15 random events on it that could take place during a football match. And it might say things like corner to Liverpool, free kick to Manchester City, whichever one it might be. And as the game's going along, it ticks it off on your card automatically. And if you get a line, if you get a full house, you get paid out on that. And there's over £200,000 of prizes that's been paid out already on Match Bingo. And there's over 10,000 active players here in the UK. So make sure you go and get your bingo card. There's lots of games between now and the end of the season you can go and try it out on. And with Premier League Dad, if you go and click the link in my description, or if you scan the QR code, which is on screen throughout our lives, you can put £5 in. You can deposit £5 when you set up a Match Bingo account and download the app, and you'll get £10 free to try it out. Give it a whirl. It's definitely worth a go. I've got my bingo card. You should give yours a go. It's a really, really good app. It's really fun, and it's a new and an exciting way of betting on the games. I really enjoy it. But they're sponsoring us for the remainder. Sorry, excuse me. It's a really exciting way of betting, and I really do enjoy it. So, yeah, make sure you go and get yours. I am now going to switch over to Bologna v Juventus, because I need to get, I say switch over, I'm going to have to switch over on this phone because I've not got the lineups live, so I need to get the lineups live. Bologna v Juventus. Let's talk Bologna v Juventus. I've been live since 11 a.m. this morning. I've been all over the place today. Italy, Bologna v Juventus. Here we go, Bologna. Right, so Bologna v Juventus. Let me get live on there as well. So we've got in goal for Bologna. It is Skorupski. Skorupski's in goal. It's Di Silvestri at the back with Bukima and Lusumi. Miranda, and then it's Ferguson. Really excited to see Lewis Ferguson in midfield. I think he could be one to watch for the Premier League next season. Remo Freuler alongside him, and Orsolini, and then Odgaard, Cambiaghi, and Thijs de Linge up front. For Juventus, it's Di Gregorio in goal with Kalulu, Vega, and Savona at the back. Cambiasso, Weah, Thuram, Locatelli in midfield, and then it's McKennie, Nicolas Gonzalez, and that man Randall Kolo Muani up front. So there's quite a few players out injured for both of these sides, let's be honest. No Yildiz tonight for Juve, he's out suspended. No Vlahovic as well. No Koopmeiners, no Milik. Lloyd Kelly's out as well. If you remember Lloyd Kelly, he's not playing tonight. Gatti's out, Bremer's out, Cabal's out. For Bologna, no Daman and Doy. No Pedrola, no Holm. But they do have Tommaso Pobega on the bench. They do have the likes of Castro, Calabria, Abisha. For Juventus, I mean, they've got Costa, Conceição, Douglas Luiz on the bench. Douglas Luiz's career's kind of fallen off a cliff, hasn't it? He's barely played this season. 16 games all season for Juventus. He has been out injured quite a bit, I know that, but it still feels like a really odd season for him, given how good and how important he was for Aston Villa last season. So, right, let's get all set up. We are 5 minutes away from kickoff. 5 minutes to go. RGG, who's going to win the Champions League? PSG. PSG is going to win the Champions League. I'm pretty confident of that. Why's the game started? I don't know why we've got the game underway. It's not underway. It's still all over the place. Yeah. 0-0. Lloyd Kelly is at Juventus. What happened in the Rangers match? It's 1-1 in the Rangers match, mate. It finished. Rangers 1, Celtic 1. Celtic... I don't know what happened, to be honest. Rangers had a goal disallowed. Celtic, I don't think their goal should have stood. It really shouldn't have stood. It was Ida had a shot, and I can't remember who it was. I think it was the Celtic attacker or the wide player, just stood in front of the goalkeeper, stood in front of the Rangers goalkeeper, and there's no way that goal should have stood, but it did. Lee, hope you're keeping well, mate. Shame Liverpool lost, but looking forward to those Champions League places. Yeah, it's been an interesting day, hasn't it, in the Premier League? Obviously, Brighton picking up a big point against Newcastle. Newcastle dropping points. Chelsea get the win. Aston Villa got the win yesterday. Forest, what's going to happen tomorrow with Forest? Look, we're going to be live tomorrow night for Forest against Palace at Selhurst Park. That now feels like a really important game, doesn't it, in those Champions League places? So, yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out on that one. Callum, what time's the game on? It kicks off in 3 minutes. The players are just coming out here. Juventus fans all Looking excited and buoyant there. It's a cracking stadium, that, isn't it? Can't say that's one I've ever been to before. It's an absolutely brilliant stadium, the old Stadio Renato. Cathedral City. Is it cheese sponsoring them? Jesus Christ. Cathedral cheese on the. Oh, that must be a TNT thing. I was gonna say there's nothing. It looked like it covered the full centre circle, but it's obviously a projection from TNT Sports. Say cathedral cheese. I don't know. Cathedral cheese was a thing in Italy. Sean Foley, need Bologna not to lose and Sporting to win. Got to 500 quid. Here's hoping. Nice. Good luck, Sean. David, hope Bologna win. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll certainly see. It's going to be a good game. Very interesting one. I think both teams have to really go for it. Especially after Roma winning today against Fiorentina. And obviously Lazio beating Empoli as well. Feels like a big game. Feels like an important game for both of these sides. Thijs de Linger's going to have a good game. Yeah, Roma getting the win against Fiorentina. Dovbyk with the goal before half-time. That's really big for Roma. Puts them in fourth spot and in the driving seat. They are, admittedly, what are they, plus 18? They're plus 18 and Lazio are plus 13. A point for Juventus puts them back in fourth here. A point. But then basically it means that Roma, Lazio, Juventus, if it does finish a draw tonight, then it means that there's only one Champions League place and 4 teams separated by 1 point. Going into the last 3 games, arguably that's bigger than in the Premier League. Well, not even arguably, it is. It's bigger and more exciting and entertaining than the Premier League. Bologna, Juve, Lazio and Roma all fighting it out for 1 Champions League spot and only 1 point potentially separating them. Both of these teams have to go for it tonight. Bologna currently 2 points off the pace. Juventus 1 point off the pace. Both of them got a game in hand on Lazio and Roma. I think Atalanta should be fine. They're 6 points ahead of Lazio. 6 points ahead of Juve. 5 points ahead of Lazio with 3 games left to play. I think Atalanta should be fine. Plus their goal difference is miles better. They're plus 40. Looking forward to seeing Kefren Turan today. And Weston McKennie as well. Weston McKennie, Kefren Turan, Randall Kolo Muani, Juve are in a sort of a good place at the minute, I guess. I mean, it feels like Juve have recovered a little bit recently. What is it, 1 defeat in the last 5. I know they lost against Parma not long ago, but they beat Monza, they beat Lecce, they got the point away at Roma, and then they won at home to Genoa. Before that, lost to Fiorentina, lost to Atalanta, big defeats as well. And that was kind of March time, so it feels like the last couple of months they've just got back on track. They got a 4-0 defeat away at home to Atalanta, 3-0 defeat away to Fiorentina, and it looked bad for Juve. Since then, they have just steadied the ship a little bit, picked up a few wins, they got back on course. For Bologna, it's been a unbelievable sort of performance for them since the start of the year. I think they've only lost once or twice. Right, we're off. Can't believe I've got the kits wrong again. I have to turn the old kits around. Juve aren't in white, they're in yellow. There you go. Bologna v Juve, that's better. Ooh, training ground set piece there already. Juventus getting a lot of joy immediately. Crikey. Stood up. Good save there by the goalie. Yeah, Bologna, they've lost one game away from home. They've not lost. They've not lost at home. Bologna. When's the last time they lost at home? Verona. They lost at home to Verona on the 30th of December, and they haven't lost at home since in the best part of 4.5 months. I mean, how many games has that been? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 2 defeats in 22 games for Bologna, home or away, and they haven't lost at home since then. So, big opportunity here for Bologna. Juventus, it's going to be difficult for them. Very, very difficult. Cyril Dessers, top 5 strikers of all time. It was a good finish from Dessers today. Yusuf, Real Sociedad will win the derby today. I don't know, I think Bilbao can get something out of it. I mean, I know Bilbao were a bit all over the place after that United performance. Sean Foley, Ranieri has them absolutely flying. Does indeed. You called it, Sean. Mohamed Chelsea, 3-1 win. Yeah, very good performance that from Chelsea. Not so great from Liverpool, I've got to be honest, but they deserved it. Juventus lose. Jaden predictions. Juventus 2-1. Well, again, they're going to have to be bang on it, Juventus, to get any sort of a result here, because Juventus, again, Bologna don't lose very much at home, and Juventus have had a difficult run of it away from home, to be honest. Keep me updated on Bilbao, because they're 4th behind us. Yeah, will do, mate. I mean, again, I don't think Bilbao are in any danger of catching Atleti, are they? Yeah, 7 points. They're 7 points behind you, mate. There's no way they're catching Atletico Madrid. Here's Mawani. Gonzalez. Cambiasso. Gonzalez with the cross. Oh, I think that's handball. Yeah, handball. Unlucky that. Very unlucky. 7 yet, but if they win, 4. Okay. Well, yeah, I will. I'll certainly keep you updated, man. I will absolutely keep you updated. We are very, very close to 5,000 subs on YouTube. If you haven't subbed already on YouTube, if you haven't followed, make sure you do. Very, very close to 5,000 subs. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate it. Olympiacos 4, PAOK 2. Olympiacos getting a win there. That's a big one for them. Here's Bologna down the left-hand side. Free kick. Must be a free kick. Yeah. Don't think Kolo Muani wanted to give that one away. Yeah, not good. Really not good. Scouse House, I've got Real or draw. Juve or draw. Frankfurt or draw. You think you've got Real or draw done and Frankfurt or draw done, haven't you? So there's only this one really you're waiting on. Good lad. J Cherry 92, manager of the season for the Prem. Iriola for me. Iriola's done well, but I'm not sure I would be giving him manager of the season the way that Bournemouth have fallen off recently. The way Bournemouth have fallen off, you'd probably question that. Bologna with the ball in. Ooh, well done, cleared away. Lewis Ferguson. It's amazing how well he's done since he's gone to Serie A. Yeah, manager of the season I would say has to be Slot. Just the fact that he's come in, he's not had any signings, he's not changed anything at all really in terms of personnel, and he's won the league and won it by Christmas, to be honest. He had it won pretty early. He's absolutely breezed the league title in his first season. No Dutch manager's ever done it. Very few managers come in and win it in the first year. So for him to do it and take over, a manager like Klopp and to win it in such a way, such style like that, I think you've got to give him credit. So yeah, for me it would be Slot. I think not far behind him would maybe be Mainz 1, Frankfurt 1, Jonathan Burkhardt scored. He's having a great season, Jonathan Burkhardt. Yeah, if not Slot, I think you'd have to credit Nuno Santo for what he's done at Forest. I think you'd also have to credit, maybe, depending on what happens between now and the end of the season, maybe Fabian Hürzeler. Because if Brighton can get European football, again in his first season as one of the youngest managers, you'd have to give him an honourable mention. Maybe he doesn't win Manager of the Year. Even Oliver Glasner, Oliver Glasner for Palace. I think he's got to get a lot of credit for getting them to an FA Cup final. If they were to win the FA Cup and get European football next year, I think Oliver Glasner would have a very good shout, Typical Citizen. Yo, mate, how you doing? Good to see you, mate. Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. How are you? Just enjoying a bit of Serie A football. Top of the table Serie A football. We've got 6th against 7th, and a win for either one of them puts them 4th. Lee Oxley, Arne Slot Manager of the Season, Eddie Howe as well for the Cup. Yeah, Eddie Howe, certainly, definitely one to watch. Again, I think you're talking about managers' honourable mentions. In terms of actually winning it, I think Eddie Howe you wouldn't give Eddie Howe as much praise as someone like, say, Glasner winning it. If Glasner wins the FA Cup, fully deserves it for me. Arne Slot for winning the league, fully deserves it. Iriola's done a very good job. Nuno Santo's done a very good job, but both of them have probably fallen off a cliff. At different points in the season, you would have said Forest was certain to make Champions League football. Now it looks like they're falling away. And if they might only end up with Europa League football, which would be a disappointment, wouldn't it? Same could probably be said of Bournemouth. I think at different points of the season, I really thought Bournemouth would have an outside chance of the Champions League. And they've just sort of fallen away a little bit. So here's Kefren Turam. Shot from distance. It's 1. Oh, Kefren Turam. Unbelievable. It's a great goal. It's a great goal, but I'll tell you something. The keeper's had an absolute shocker. An absolute shocker. It's a low shot, left-footed from the edge of the area. Kefren Turam, low and hard, and the keeper goes down. It squeezes underneath him and bounces up into the roof of the net. 1-0 Juve. There you go. There you go. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, that from Juventus. And Bologna need to step it up. And Brighton look good, yeah. Craig, score predictions for Sociedad Bilbao. Low scoring one, that one. I think 0-0. Maybe 1-1 at a push. But no, I'd go 0-0. Kefren Turam. Oh, the keeper's had a disaster. Do you know what? And the first thing the keeper does is get up and he screams at it looks like he's screaming at Orsolini for not closing down enough. He's having a go at his defenders basically for not getting enough on it, not closing enough. But I tell you something, that is all on Skorupski there. Polish keeper absolutely flopped it. He's been at Bologna a long time as well. He's an experienced goalkeeper, and you would have hoped that he might be able to get more on that. But it's a poor save, and it is indeed 1-0 Juventus. Big start to the game here already. Bologna 0, Juve 1. Kefren Turam's putting, and that is putting it up. That is putting him back in Juve back into 4th now. Back into 4th. Well above Roma and Lazio. Bologna would have a lot of work to do. They'd be 4 points behind Juve in 4th if they were to lose this. And 4 points could be decisive with 3 games left to go, couldn't it? That could be them out of it, Bologna. A defeat here. So they need to turn this round. FM no casuals, it's always dodgy Italian football, man. Yeah, they've got form for it, haven't they? They have got form for it. Typical citizen, yeah, good, just chilling after watching all the football today. Nice. Good stuff, mate. Do you know, I've seen that quite a lot. I've seen that quite a lot in Serie A. That's something they do in Serie A, they don't do anywhere else. As soon as the first goal of the game goes in, the first thing that they do is the ball that actually goes in the back of the net gets kicked over to the touchline, and they get this little like velvet black bag and they put the ball in it, and then they tie it with like drawstring and then put it to one side, and it says a little pops up on the screen as it just did then, and it says own a match scored ball. Own a match scored ball, and you can scan the QR code and I assume buy it. You can buy the ball that's gone in, which I don't know if I would assume all the proceeds go to charity, or is it just another way of milking money out of fans? I really don't know. Chance for Bologna. Whoa, unlucky, didn't catch it quite right. Very unlucky. Yeah, it was Lewis Ferguson, just on the edge of the area. Really should have got something on that, I think. Unknown FRX. We should have went strong and then did subs. Been horrible for the first 65 minutes till Sobbo and Maka. Yeah, we seemed to get a bit of a foot on it then, didn't we? As soon as Soberslai and McAllister came on, it seemed like we had just a little bit more of a foothold in the game. It looked a bit better then. But it just shows, doesn't it? We really do need better coming off the bench. If we can't rest those three without a significant drop-off. I think Curtis Jones was terrible today. Curtis Jones had a really poor... And that doesn't mean he is terrible, by the way. Endo, I thought, was really good. Curtis Jones was really poor. Harvey Elliott was just anonymous. Did nothing all game. And, you know, if this is an audition for some of those Liverpool players to see whether they can make it, whether they can impress Arne Slot and keep their place in that Liverpool team, they all failed. Got to say, there's not that many there. This was Endo's first start of the season. I thought he was the best Liverpool player on the pitch. I think Jarrell Kwanzaa was a little bit unlucky. I know he scores the own goal and he gives away a penalty. And if you just think of it like that, then yeah, he's had a terrible game. But I actually thought Kwanzaa was pretty good all game, to be honest. So I have no problem with Kwanzaa staying if indeed the club decide that's the right thing to do. Joe Stowe, great point for Toon today. Just a shame other results haven't went our way. Unknown FRX, game on. Scouse House, Mainz goal was all luck. Do you know what? Jonathan Burkhardt has been really good though for Mainz all season. He's definitely one to watch for the Premier League, him. Jonathan Burkhardt, very, very tidy player. Good striker, good centre-forward. I think he could do a job next season at a West Ham or a... I don't know, maybe even a Leeds. You know, I think Leeds could do with a centre-forward. I know they've got Pirro, but I don't think he translates to a proper Premier League centre-forward, to be honest. Could be wrong, could be proved wrong. Josto, did Chiesa play? Yes, he did. Yeah, Chiesa came on at the end. Scouse House, who do you think, Bilbao or Real? I got Real or draw. Oh, Sociedad. Sorry, I thought you meant Real Madrid. Bilbao or Real Sociedad? I would say it's going to be a 0-0, that one. I'd say it's a draw. So yeah, I would say it's going to be 0-0. Unknown FRX, personally, Elliott isn't good enough for this team. Not sure. I just think Elliott needs game time. I think if you start him at a club regularly and give him regular, consistent minutes, he can be a very, very good and reliable Liverpool player. Chance here. Oh, that might be a yellow or even a red. I tell you what, Kolo Muani is absolutely furious, raging. He looked like he was one-on-one there, and he went down. He went down. The keeper was charging out. Kolo Muani was about to get a touch on it. He would have been one-on-one with the keeper, and he fell over. And he's screaming at the ref for a foul from behind. I'm sure VAR will check it. But if they do, that might be decisive. That might be Bologna over and out, because if they go down to 10 men, and already a goal down, of course, and I tell you what, it's all of a sudden changed. Bologna are in down the right-hand side. Oh, unlucky. Good defending that by Juve. FM No Casuals, 10-4 BTTS and Salzburg decide to have a wall defence for the change. I put Betis to win. When they were 1-0 down, and I got 4-1 for that. Plus, I had I've got Steaua Bucharest, and I've got Boca Juniors tonight. Boca Juniors or draw against Tigre, and River Plate or draw against Vélez Sarsfield. Who else have I got? I think I've got a couple more. I can't remember. I think I put 5 or 6 games on, and only for a fiver, returns about £100. Lil Sloth 67, who's winning the Champions League? PSG. Unknown, I just feel like Nunes is just doing it on purpose. How can you miss a free header? Well, he's missed them all his career at Liverpool. Christ, he's missed them all, so I don't think it makes... I just think Nunes is a confidence player. He needs regular minutes at a club where they say to him, you're our number one centre-forward, and he stays. And I just don't think he's going to get that at Liverpool, ever, so... Scouse House, how did that bet do the other day? Did you cash? Yes, I did cash. And I've subsequently blew all the money that I got, but I think it was only about £40. The big one, I think if you're on about where I got £300-400, is it that one? Yeah, no, that one flopped. I can't remember which one it was, which game let me down. There's been quite a few, to be honest. We've had loads of curveball results recently. Liverpool, I had Liverpool or draw against Chelsea today. That seemed like a nailed on one. So Liverpool let me down. Peter Light, hey dude, hope you're well. Yeah, good Peter. Hope you're doing good, mate. Good to see you. Jim, hiya mate. Gutted about earlier. I thought maybe we were doing a Leon comeback. No, evidently we're not as good as United. We've not got a Harry Maguire to put up front. Oh, and Juventus running out of play. Lucas Lambert, Liverpool was shocking to be fair. Yeah, we were pretty poor, to be honest. Loads of awful results this season compared to last. Just feels like there's loads of curveballs. Honestly, I'm not betting anymore. I am not betting anymore. I'm going to stick with my mates. Match bingo. I'm not doing hackers anymore. Unknown FRX, happy Gravenberg. Rested, but we needed him. Yeah, we definitely missed legs in midfield, didn't we? Curtis Jones didn't have his best game. Well, Bologna just aren't able to get hold of the ball. It feels like that every time they get the ball, it's 1 or 2 passes max and they're losing it again. Look at that. That's really poor from Lewis Ferguson as well, of all people. He's put Juve right into it if they get the pass right. Oh, no. Very nearly 2-0. It was Nico Gonzalez in the middle stretching for it. Wonderful ball from the left-hand side. I think it was Cambiasso. And Juve very nearly 2-0 up. But Lewis Ferguson with a misplaced pass in that midfield. And I don't know what... It's a simple bouncing ball. All he has to do is cushion it back to his centre-back on the floor. Instead, he hits it over his centre-back. It's almost deliberate from Lewis Ferguson. Unknown, so frustrated we could have got a draw or a cheap win. Mate, at the end of the day, well, you know, we've won the league. We're happy enough as it is. It's not going to kill us. Lucas Lambert, I thought Van Dijk's score would bring us confidence. I think it did. It was just a bit too late. A bit too late in the game. But hey, it doesn't make any difference to us Liverpool fans. And I always thought Chelsea would give us a good game today. The game mattered a lot more to them. That guy Jack 562, sad Liverpool game today. It wasn't ideal. Yeah, it wasn't a particularly good one. It wasn't a good watch. And Chelsea were full value for the win in the end. Thought they fully deserved it, so no problem with that. NUFC, please win versus Chelsea. Please win versus Chelsea. Oh, Dalinga just puts it over. NUFC, we've already lost. Or are you talking about you? Newcastle have to beat Chelsea next week. That's going to be a tough one. Daniel, do you care if Liverpool lose every game this season? Not really. No. I mean, I will care. I wouldn't like it because it would mean that we've kind of not fluffed it, but kind of ended the season on a sour note. I want us to beat Arsenal next week. I want Arsenal to give us the guard of honour and us beat Arsenal after they've been beat by PSG. And yeah, and we lay down a marker to say, listen, we are absolutely the best team in the country. And next season, because that's what Sky are going to bill it as, aren't they? Sky are going to bill it as the top two playing each other. And Arsenal will be looking to recover from their setback in midweek against PSG and lay down a marker for next season and let Liverpool know that we're coming for you next season. We're coming for that title. That's what the whole build-up around Sky will be next week for Liverpool-Arsenal. And I think it's important that we tell them, we give them a statement just as much as they give us one. Jim, I'm watching the snooker, the grand final. Gutted Ronnie isn't in the final. Oh, bloody hell, Ronnie O'Sullivan not in the final. That's a different one, isn't it? Sam Chaney, Leeds are going up. Leeds are looking good. Yeah, Leeds are looking good. Next week, we best go strong against Arsenal. I think we will. I'd be very surprised if we had the same sort of team out next week. Fully expect we'll make some changes. And maybe just go back to our full strength crew. Because again, it's an opportunity to land a psychological glove on Arsenal, isn't it? The same way they'll view it with us. They'll want to say, like I said, we're coming for you. And Arsenal will go strong. You better believe Arsenal will go strong. They'll already be annoyed and frustrated by the fact they've got to clap us onto the pitch. That'll annoy Mikel Arteta more than anything, Because did you hear the interview Mikel Arteta did the other day where he was talking about he was talking about how the referees, the rules have changed multiple times during the season, and how Arsenal, it'd be nice if other teams got that too, got that affecting them too. It's just honestly just bitterness, just absolute bitterness. Daniel, is Guard of Honour confirmed for next match? Yes, mate. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's confirmed for every game to the end of the season. So we've got to play Brighton. We've got to play Arsenal. And I think we've got to play Palace, haven't we? That's our 3 games to the end of the season. So, yeah, all 3 of them will give us a Guard of Honour. That guy, Jack562, Kwanzaa stinker today. No, Kwanzaa didn't have a stinker, mate. He really didn't. He had a very decent game, actually, I thought. The fact that he gave away a penalty at the end, that was a little bit rash. And the own goal wasn't his fault. If anything, it was Van Dijk's. Van Dijk smashes the ball at him, it hits him in the stomach and bounces in. So, yeah, Van Dijk was frustrated. That was nothing to do with Kwanzaa. I actually thought Kwanzaa was one of our better players today. Kwanzaa and Endo, they were probably our 2 best. Here's Miranda, Bologna passing it back. Stood up to the far post. And out for a goal kick. Not good. Unknown. Atmosphere next week is going to be unreal. Daniel, so you're predicting no win in 5 for Arsenal? Yeah. Don't see why not. I mean, look at the Arsenal that came out against Bournemouth the other day. Yesterday, sorry. I don't think Arsenal were any great shakes against them. I don't think they were great against Palace. They were pretty poor against PSG. And I don't think they win in Paris. Oh, very nearly a goal direct from a corner there for Bologna. Woo-wee, very nearly. Di Gregorio getting a big touch on it to tip it wide for another corner on the other side this time. It's going to be Miranda who whips it in. Plays it short. That's a foul, ref. Surely that's a foul. He's not giving it. And Kolo Muani brings it away. Oh, that's a foul. Ref. I tell you what, Kolo Muani has got absolutely elbowed there off the ball. That might have to be a yellow card, maybe even a red, to be honest. I can't believe that. That was outrageous. CUFC, who are you watching? I am watching Bologna against Juventus, mate, in Serie A. Massive game in Serie A. The winner of this one goes into 4th spot and the last remaining Champions League spot with 3 games left to play. So it's a very, very big one. Jim, yeah, it's Mark Williams against Zhao Sintong. Okay, Jim, I know it's a hot take, but I think Newcastle will miss out on the Champions League. Villa and Chelsea get the extra spots, and Forest and Newcastle miss out. Okay, hey, maybe. I don't necessarily disagree with you. Newcastle haven't looked great for some time now. I thought they were pretty poor against Ipswich. I thought they were pretty poor today. Forest, again, haven't looked quite right for some time. Villa will be disappointed with the defeat against City, and then they turn it round today against Fulham, or yesterday against Fulham, rather. So, yeah, again, Villa have got a chance. They really need to win their remaining 3 games, Villa. That's what it's going to boil down to, and they've got some tough games. I know they've got Spurs and they've got Man United, and both of those two might be in a European final. So maybe they could argue that those games will be easy because those teams will be taking their eye off the ball. They're not interested in the league. But they've also got to go away to Bournemouth. And after the way Bournemouth played against Arsenal, Bournemouth have still got a chance at European football as well. So, I think Villa will struggle away at Bournemouth. And I don't think it'll be a cakewalk against United at Old Trafford on the last day of the season, because again, United won't want to end the season that way. And Spurs too. Yeah, Spurs too. Oh, very, very nearly there for Bologna. Daniel, no win in 6 if Newcastle beat Arsenal. Oh God, yeah. Well, it might be that sort of an end to the season for Arsenal, mightn't it? It might well be that. Daniel, PSG lost to Strasbourg yesterday. Yeah. And again, they're chasing the top 4, aren't they? Strasbourg. Very, very near to Rafinha getting in there. CUFC, who are you watching? Did you know? I just said, mate, Bologna against Juventus. I thought I said it. Sorry. Scouse House, I know what's happened to Forest. What's happened to Forest? Tell me. What do we think's happened to Forest? Jim, and I also think Villa have really had a bit of luck with Chelsea and Newcastle playing next, and Chelsea playing Forest last game of the season. Yeah, but they need those. They either need, I'll tell you what they need, either Chelsea to win both of those games, or them both to draw. They either need Chelsea to take points off the other two, which again is infinitely possible the way those teams are playing. I would argue, yeah, Chelsea are probably favourites to win both of those games. So you could be right, actually, Jim. You could be right. Maybe Villa and Forest... Sorry, maybe Villa miss out. Maybe Villa get it and Forest and Newcastle miss out. Sorry, I'm all over the place. But it's going to be difficult, I think, for Forest to swallow that. After being in those Champions League spots pretty much all season... that's a penalty. That has to be a penalty, ref. That has to be a penalty. Oh, Remo Freuler got in the box there. There was no touch on the ball by the Juve player. That has to be a pen. Oh, that's a pen. That's a pen. That is a pen. Oh, I can't believe that. I can't believe that. Lizzie Piper, I'm a Liverpool fan. Me too, Lizzie. Good to see you. CUFC, what score is it? It's Bologna 0, Juventus 1. Jim, I can't see Forest and Newcastle getting anything out of on-form Chelsea when they are out of form. Well, I mean, look, we'll be live tomorrow night for Palace against Forest. That's going to be really interesting, whether or not... Oh my God, there's a red card. Who for? Who have they sent off? I think it's the Bologna manager who's been sent off. It doesn't look like it's a player. Yeah, it's one of the Bologna coaching staff that's been sent to the stands. Ref just went over and flashed a red card to the bench. I thought it was to one of the players initially. But looks like it's getting very fiery here. It's getting very, very heated. Lewis Ferguson in the midfield for Bologna. Just having words with the referee, with his captain. FM No Casuals, if that's not a pen, it's rigged. It certainly looked like a pen. It really did look like a pen, I thought. I mean, you could argue maybe he kind of puts his leg across, and it's a ball. The both of them are running towards the ball, like it's in the path, and it looks like maybe Remo Freuler like hooks his leg around the Juventus defender, and then they both fall down. So it looks like the ref might just have thought he was gaming for it and just thought there wasn't enough contact. Maybe that's all I can say. Geordie Rob, unlucky with Liverpool, mate. Well, do you know what, mate? I'm pretty content with it. We've won the league. I'm happy enough with it. It is what it is. End of the day. Alex 30, you would have thought Liverpool would have lost today, lad. Not me. Yeah, not me, man. Here's Odegaard driving forward for Bologna. That's a foul, ref. Come on, how many times? How many times? Honestly, just keep nipping at Bologna's heels, Juventus. Just lots and lots of little tactical fouls. Edward Brown, hey Prem Dad, who's your favourite player in Italy? Favourite player in Italy? I like Moise Kean. And I didn't think I'd say that ever from an ex-Everton player's point of view. But when I've watched him for Fiorentina this season, he's been so good. Really, really good. I can totally understand why a lot of Premier League teams are linked with a move back for him again. He's been really, really good on the ball, off the ball, working hard, good finisher. Hold-up play looks a lot better. He feels like he's beefed out a little bit. He's bigger and stronger. Still very fast. And just he's added a lot more to his game. So I like Moise Kean. I really like Barella though. Nicolo Barella at Inter's fantastic. He's a fabulous player. He's another one I'd love at Liverpool. In time. Reminds me a bit of Thiago. Geordie Rob, fancy getting a Newcastle top in your display there. I've got a Newcastle top. I'm gonna change them all at the end of the season. I'm gonna change them all. We're gonna do 8 new shirts, and I'll probably give some of these away, assuming we've got a decent number of followers and community keeps growing as it is. I'll probably give some of the shirts away and put 8 new ones in there because I've got bloody loads of them. Ball into the box, Bologna. Oh, unlucky, straight over the bar. Alex 30, we would have nicked a draw at Brentford, mate. Just unlucky, and defence so trash. I mean, yeah, it was a little bit of unlucky, I guess, for United. But to be 4-1 down, you can't have been that unlucky. Brentford must have absolutely battered you for a period of that game. Sorry, let me just catch up with the chat. CUFC, do you know who Carlisle United is? Of course I know who Carlisle United is, yeah. The great Jimmy Glass. Carlisle United, I know Carlisle United. Gone down, haven't you? I didn't mean to say that in any way like I was sneering, but that was the last I heard of Carlisle, that you'd gone down to the conference. A couple of weeks ago, it was pretty much confirmed, wasn't it? So, yeah, not a particularly good season for Carlisle. Back down to the conference. But I do know Carlisle. Carlisle is one of the best, when you're driving up to Scotland, Carlisle's one of the best truck stops or one of the best service stations in the country, I think. Always like stopping in Carlisle when we're going up to Scotland. Jordy Robb, the Atleti one, I mean. Alex, we rotated the squad for Bilbao like that cost the results for the Premier League. Well, I don't know. You still had quite a strong squad out for Wolves and today, and I know today maybe not as much, but certainly against Wolves and Bournemouth. And United just keep dropping points, and you can't keep doing that. That's a handball. That's so bad from the ref. How's he not give that? It's a nailed on handball. It should be a free kick and maybe even a red card. That it was Savona on the edge of the area. It's the clearest handball you're ever likely to see. But Orsolini is screaming at the lino for the deliberate handball. He's not even got a free kick. So poor. This ref, honestly, the more I watch Italian football, I know it used to be very much, the centre of the betting scandal and all that sort of thing. But it's so bad. Some of the reffing decisions. It's nearly bad as the Prem. It's nearly as bad as the Prem. Geordie Rob, question, Prem Dad, if Liverpool weren't a team, what one team from 3 different countries would you support? Bloody hell. One team from 3 different countries. I would support Villarreal or Betis, one of the two. No, Villarreal. No, Betis, because I love Seville. I absolutely adore Seville as a city. It's one of my favourite places in the world. So I would go for... I would go for Betis. I would be a Betis supporter in Spain. I would be a... I can't say. I really find it difficult. Trying to think from a France perspective or an Italy. Who else do I really like? I'd probably support one of the ones in like one of the... I'll tell you who I would actually like to support if I was not a Liverpool fan. I'd probably support... so hang on. Right, let me get this right. Betis would be my Spain team. Italy would be Fiorentina, which makes Thursday night all that more difficult. But Fiorentina was always my Italy team. So Betis, Fiorentina, and then probably... Galatasaray. Or Fenerbahce, I don't know. Galatasaray, Fenerbahce. Tough. No, Fenerbahce. Dirk Kuyt played for Fenerbahce, and I like Dirk Kuyt. So I'd be a Fenerbahce fan. And Betis and Fiorentina. They'd be my teams. Quite like Marseille, yeah. Marseille, good. Jayden Thompson, score. It is 1-0 to Juventus. It's a corner to Bologna here, though. 40 minutes, just about coming up. Whipped in, flicked on. Whoa, just off the near post. Into the side netting, actually. It came off a Juventus head, and it's gone behind for another corner to Bologna. Di Gregorio screaming at his defence. Ekatiki's just missed a sitter. Been scrappy, Mainz, Frankfurt. Yeah, Marseille, Joe, I really like Lom. But I also find it difficult with Marseille because they've got Joey Barton as their mouthpiece. and do you know what, actually? I would probably be more likely to support Auxerre in France. Auxerre would maybe be my French team. Because I love the story of Giroud, or Giroud as he was called, and Auxerre. So if you don't know the story of Auxerre, go and check it out. Giroud and Auxerre, brilliant club. So I'd probably stick with them. They'd be my French team. CUFC, do you play FC25? I don't, mate. No, I've not. Well, I do. Yes, I do, but I haven't played it in about 5 months, and I didn't really enjoy this year's. When I have played it, it's always been career mode, and I didn't really enjoy this year's FIFA. Don't really enjoy this year's FIFA. It's not been my sort of thing. I think it's been a bit of a step back. I know a lot of people play it and play on clubs and Ultimate Team and stuff like that. I very rarely play online. If I do play online, it's usually when I'm bored of career mode. Jim, what is your least favourite, or what is your favourite league in the world except for the Premier League? Oh, my favourite league in the world except for the Prem. I've always liked Serie A. Yeah, growing up, I've just loved it. Jim, are you talking about video games? Yeah, someone in the chat here asked, do I play FIFA 2025, or as it's known now, EAFC 2025? And I said, I have got it. I've got the game, but I haven't played it since I set this channel up in December. So, yeah, haven't played it once since then. I've just been far, far too busy, whether it's been on live streams or editing or recording videos, trying to get stuff going, trying to get more videos published. I've had a bit of a slip in terms of publishing videos because I've been doing that many live streams. Oh my God, what a Cruyff turn from Di Gregorio. Ball got played back there into him. Oh my God, and Randall Moani's onside. It's 2-0. Offside. It wasn't. It was Gonzalez anyway. It wasn't Randall Moani. Randall Moani. Randall Colo Moani, isn't it? It's not even that. Get it right, Kieran. Sort yourself out. Geordie Rob has Marcus Thuram. Marcus Thurman changed his name. No, Marcus Thuram plays for Inter Milan. This is Kefren Thuram. He plays for Juventus. He was at Nice last year. Both obviously sons of the great Lilian Thuram from Parma. And various other clubs. That's where I remember him from. Lilian Thuram was a fabulous player for Parma. Obviously went to Juventus, and I think he ended up at Barcelona for a bit, didn't he? Didn't he have a year or so at Barca? Kefren Thuram again. What a ball that is. Could be 2-0. Oh, really poor there at the back stick. From that man again. Colo Moani really should have scored there. But good play by Thuram. Really, really good play by Thuram. Scouse House 2-0 Juve. It's not, mate. It was 2-0 Juve, but the ref ruled it out. Mainz and Frankfurt's finished 1-1. That should be a handball. It's a corner to Bologna. 30 seconds to half-time. Again, the referee's given Bologna absolutely nothing today. Absolutely nothing. Really, really poor. CUFC, if you could play for a club, who would it be? Liverpool. Love to play for Liverpool. Sadly, that ship has sailed. Jim, do you think Asensio has been a good signing for Villa? I think he was good for like a month or two, but recently he's been slow. I think we're kind of seeing the same thing with Asensio as we usually see with, or as we have seen also with Rashford. Yeah, Asensio and Rashford. It feels like they've both been told that if Villa don't make the Champions League, the club aren't signing them. And it just feels like that's changed their approach a little bit. And maybe that's why Rashford hasn't started as much and Asensio hasn't started as much. It feels like they've not seen as much action since that's been told to them. Maybe Emery said, look, we want to sign you, we want you to be at the club. And then that's changed recently. Maybe now they can't actually... The club can't maybe keep them, can't afford to keep them if they don't have Champions League football. And did you see that Bayern have won the league? Yes, yeah. Bayer Leverkusen drawing with Freiburg. Again, a team who Freiburg very much on course for Champions League qualification themselves next year. Freiburg will be a really good team to have in the Champions League, a new team. Edward Premdad, top on the wall. What season is it from? What season is it from? It is from, I think, 98. I'm all blurry. Oh, hang on, let me fix my camera. 1 second. It's because it's all gone skew if again. There you go. That should fix it with a bit of luck. Let's try again. Hopefully that works. Chris, stay up son, do you get out much? I do, just not on a weekend. On a weekend, it's 4 games Saturday, 4 games Sunday. Oh, that might be it. Oh, I think that was a foul and a free kick. Again, that could have been a red card to Bologna there. Goodness gracious me. Geordie Rob, apparently Juventus buying Lloyd Kelly offers for 25 million. Is he playing today? No, mate, he's injured. He's injured. Right, it's half-time here now. Half-time, Bologna 0, Juventus 1. That's huge for Juventus if they can manage to get the win here. Jim, Rashford is out for the season, isn't he? What's this check for? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know if Rashford is out for the season. No, I know he was out. You know, there was rumours that he was. There was rumours that he was out for the FA Cup game due to a slight knock. But I always thought that he would be fine for the rest of this season. Chris Thompson, you're all blurry. Right, that's fixed. Sorry. Eddie's no disrespect to you, but Liverpool fans laughing that Arsenal lost. Liverpool lost as well. Yeah, but Liverpool have already got the title. Eddie's. Liverpool have already got the title. There's no issue. Harry Kane's first domestic trophy. Yeah. CJ still 0-0. De Ligt injured, a big blow for us. Well, I mean, look, you beat Athletic Bilbao without him. I'm sure you'll be able to beat him again without him. I can't see Bilbao turning that round on Thursday night. I mean, look, again, Lyon have scored 4 past United. Brentford have scored 4 past United. I don't see why Bilbao can't. I don't see why Bilbao can't. Jim, I know he's still injured. I'm pretty sure it's the rest of the season, though I might be wrong. You could, I don't know, mate. I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe you're right. If he is out for the season, then all the more reason I don't think Villa are going to sign him. I think Villa have made it clear to him and to Asensio that unless the club gets Champions League football, they ain't affording to sign him. You can't pay 40 million quid for Rashford. And I don't even think, do you know what, if they got Champions League football, would 40 million for Rashford be good value? Would that be what you'd want to spend your money on? If I'm a Villa fan, I don't want £40 million spending on Rashford. There's far more important positions I would want strengthening. To be honest, I think Ollie Watkins is destined to leave the club. So if Ollie Watkins is going, and I'm Unai Emery, I'm probably saying, listen, we need a hell of a centre-forward here. So get shut of Ollie Watkins, that's fine. Let's go and get Liam Delap. Let's go and get Liam Delap. Let's go and get, there's a couple of other players, a couple of other strikers. Jonathan Burkhart, one we talked about there, doing really well at Mainz. Maybe Ekitike. Again, I'm not sure Liverpool will end up looking at Ekitike. Sesko seems to be doing all right again now at Leipzig. Now the summer transfer window is approaching. It feels like all the strikers are putting themselves in the shop window. There's quite a few that are. But yeah, Rashford, I think, goes back to Man United. I don't think Man United really want him back. But no club can afford his wages. He's on 350k a week. And they're not paying 40 grand for him. 40 mil for him. It's just not happening. 40 grand they might pay for him. Girona could get relegated. They did so well last season. Yeah, I mean, again, they've lost some big players, Girona. They've lost some big players, and it really wouldn't surprise me if they did go down. Eddies, I know Arsenal aren't trying. The league's over. They've not been great, though, mate, in the games where they've played well and won. They were poor against PSG. They were really poor against PSG, and I don't think for a second they can come back. Peter Pan, Leeds United, marching on together because we are Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Yeah, I think Leeds stay up next year. I really do. Assuming you get some decent Premier League experience in there, maybe players like Vardy or Calvin Phillips, someone like that. Those sorts of players would be really, really good for Leeds. Maybe even get James Milner back in from Brighton. Someone like that would be really good for Leeds. Chris Thompson, grand final coming on, mate. Gotta go. Have a good one. Take it easy, Chris. Cheers for coming on. Jim, I know he was out the Fulham match with a muscle injury or something. Right, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But for me, Rashford, I just don't see him being good value for any team. 40 million quid's far too much. Geordie Rob, did you see in the Leicester game, ref went down injured, so Vardy blew the whistle to stop game and get help? Yeah. That's typical Vardy, innit? I think he'll be one that quite a few teams will take a look at, Jamie Vardy. He's still had a pretty good season for Leicester. Given he's nearly 39, he's still not done too bad. His goal return for one of the worst Leicester teams we've seen has actually been all right. And on a free, reasonable wages, he wants to stay in the Premier League. He's confirmed he wants to stay in the Premier League. I think Everton would take him. I think Leeds would definitely take him. I think there's quite a few teams down that bottom end of the table would love a Jamie Vardy. Even if it's just to come off the bench for 15, 20 games of the season, make a difference. And, he's got a bit of pace still. He can still get in behind defences, and he's such a good finisher. So it's a no-brainer. I actually think he'll have teams queuing up for him. Wolves apparently are being linked with Jamie Vardy as well. So yeah, interesting to see what happens with him. Geordie Rob, I'm pretty sure Leeds want to re-sign Calvin Phillips. Yeah, I agree. I think he'd be an obvious one because City don't want him. And he's the last place he was a real success was at Leeds, wasn't it? That's where he settled. That's where he was really good. So, yeah, he's got lots of Premier League experience if they got him in. Maybe even someone like Jordan Henderson as well. Jordan Henderson's destined to leave Ajax this summer. So, maybe he goes. Arsenal versus PSG predictions. I think 0-0 or 1-1. It's going to be a draw. Can't see Arsenal. There's no way Arsenal win in the Parc des Princes. No way. They could maybe squeeze a draw. But PSG was so good in that first leg. And PSG have been better than... especially in Paris as well. In Paris, they were great. They battered us. They battered Villa. And they're so good there, So if this was... Let's say PSG were 1-0 up in Paris and this second leg was going back to Arsenal, I would say Arsenal have a chance. Arsenal always have a chance at the Emirates. They've always got a chance. But not going back to Paris. No, not in Paris. No chance. You never know. Eddie's, anything can happen, I believe. Well, listen, mate, yeah, definitely believe. Can't hurt to believe. But I don't think for one second that Arsenal have got it in them to do it. They've been pretty poor for a good number of weeks now. Paris Saint-Germain are better. They're a better team. They've got better individuals. And yeah, it's just... I just can't see it. They're on for a treble, mate. PSG are on for a treble. There's no way Skorupski should be letting that through. It's a really poor goal for Bologna to concede. He should save that. It's a very, very simple save for the goalkeeper. And the only chance that Bologna have had has been around the 25-minute mark when Di Gregorio got the touch off the corner. Bologna very nearly scored off a corner. Jim, he could go to Sheffield Wednesday especial as he came through their academy. Oh, especially. I thought I said it's special. He could go to Sheffield Wednesday, especially as he came up through their academy. Right, okay. He could do, but again, I think he'll want to stay in the Premier League and play at the highest level. But he might well stick around and play for a bit longer, Vardy. He strikes me as one of those players who will just ride it out and go for as long as he possibly can. Cobby Hutton, Trafford got Golden Glove. Yeah, really good. I don't think Trafford goes to Newcastle, which seems to be the rumours doing the rounds. Mark, hi mate, what do you think of our performance against Chelsea? You think we're just taking it easy? No, I don't think we're taking it easy, mate. I just think Arne Slot wanted to give some of the players a rest. He wanted to rotate and give the likes of Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, Darwin Núñez came on, Kwanzaa, Simicas, Endo got his first start of the season. I feel like he wanted to give a lot of those players the opportunity to kind of either, an audition, I guess. A big game, Stamford Bridge, Chelsea really, really a tough opponent. It's always a tough place to go, Stamford Bridge. So, yeah, I get the feeling that Arne Slot was looking at it as an opportunity to say to him, look, one of two things. We've not made our mind up on you yet, whether or not we're happy for you to be part of the squad next season. But either you play well today, or maybe you play well and we decide still it's not right and you put yourself in the shop window. Maybe you play well and it increases the opportunity of a big, big team coming in for you. And I think that was basically the case for the likes of Harvey Elliott, and I don't know about Curtis Jones. I think Curtis will stay. But certainly Harvey Elliott, certainly Kostas Tsimikas. I think even Jota, Jota was terrible. He was so poor. And we were dreadful. We were really bad. And that's it. That's going to be the disappointing thing. I don't think we took our foot off it. I just think when you rotate 6, 7, 8 of the first team, you drop a load of key players out. There's always going to be that drop-off in performance levels. It's just, yes, maybe motivational factors. You've got to consider the fact that we've already won the league. The league is done. There's nothing riding on it today for Liverpool. For Chelsea, they needed to win. So maybe they had the extra 5%, the extra 1%, whatever it is, to win today. But I don't think Liverpool went in casual or anything like that. I just think it's a natural thing when it's an exhibition, isn't it? The season's over for Liverpool. We're just waiting to collect the title. And the only thing really riding on it was for the players who have maybe got a big summer move lined up or are still trying to impress Arne Slot. And if I'm dead honest with you, I think Arne Slot has already made his mind up on everyone in that squad. I think he knows who he wants to keep and who he wants to sell. Or maybe who he wants to keep and who he's happy could move on. Like, I think if a big offer came in for a Harvey Elliott, then he's happy enough for him to go. If Harvey Elliott demands to stay and wants to stay and fight for his place, then he's probably happy enough to keep him. Same could probably be said for Curtis Jones. I think the same could probably be said for Diogo Jota. But I expect he'll move on. So there's quite a few players that fall into that bracket at Liverpool at the minute, and I expect we'll see maybe 7 or 8 moved on in the summer. Yeah. It is, I think, 2-0 because Partey's back. Rice can't risk forward if Partey isn't there. Well, look, Partey was on yesterday, mate, and he didn't do much, did he? Partey was in yesterday, Rice got forward, and Bournemouth still won. So I can't see Partey making that much of a difference, that sizable difference, that it wins the game for you. Thomas Partey was actually one of the poor performers for Arsenal yesterday, according to AFTV and various others who watched it, the fan channels. Arsenal's own fans didn't think Partey was at it all that much yesterday. Geordie Rob, Newcastle have agreed personal terms with Trafford. That was last year, wasn't it, Rob? That's not this year. Mark, also, have I missed something? Is Pope not staying at Newcastle, hence the Trafford move? I think Pope's just not very good anymore. He's okay. He's just okay. He's not at the level that he once was. He's certainly not good with the ball at his feet. And modern football is moving that way, isn't it, with Nick Pope and modern goalkeepers. You have to be able to have the ball at your feet, and that's not Nick Pope. He's a good shot stopper. He's a big, tall lad. He suits a Burnley where he was, he suits a team where you're going to get lots of direct balls coming into the box and he can dominate aerially. That's his game. It's probably not one where he has to play as a sweeper keeper and he has to play quite high and he has to have the ball at his feet a lot. That's probably not his game. So, yeah, Nick Pope, I think, will move on. And maybe, do you know what? Leeds United could actually be a good option for him. Leeds United seems like a team where Nick Pope would thrive again. Jonathan XL, what do you think of Chelsea winning a trophy? Doesn't bother me. I hope Betis win it, or Fiorentina. I'd much rather they win it. But yeah, if Chelsea win it, fine, no problem. It means that there's an extra European place, doesn't it, in the Premier League? So maybe it opens it up for Bournemouth or Brighton or Fulham or Brentford. One of those four could get it then. So yeah, it'd be good. If Chelsea win it, it's better for English football, I guess. I haven't really got a problem with Chelsea winning it. They've been the best team in the whole competition. They should win it. I think it's a little bit embarrassing if they don't win it, to be honest. But if Betis do, that'll be hilarious because Anthony will have won a trophy, and I'm pretty confident Man United won't have. LWS, Rangers are the best team in Glasgow. I don't know. Celtic are still pretty comfortably ahead at the top of the SPL. FM No Casuals just goes to show how hard it is to win this league, mate. That's all. Yep, correct. Tobias LUFC, thanks for winning the Prem, lads. Now we're Championship champions. Yeah, I know, I saw that as well. The fact that Liverpool and Leeds, every time Leeds win the Championship, Liverpool win the Prem. Over the last 30 years or something, that's happened, hasn't it? Unbelievable. Tobias LUFC, every time we've won the Championship, Liverpool have won the Prem, yeah. Gravenberg, shame we lost today. Yeah, not great, mate, but it's one of them things, and we've already won the league, so who's bothered? Eddies, why do you hate Arsenal so much? I don't hate Arsenal so much. Why do you think I hate Arsenal so much? I have no problem with Arsenal. Geordie Rob, nah, we agreed a few days ago. Apparently there's nothing about James Trafford agreeing terms with Newcastle a few days ago, mate. They agreed personal terms with James Trafford in summer 2024. So there's nothing at all about James Trafford agreeing anything with Newcastle. And I'll be honest with you, I can't see him going unless Newcastle significantly increase their offer to Burnley. Because whatever Burnley were prepared to accept last year, when they were going down into the Championship, you can basically double that. Because they're coming up to the Prem. So I just can't see them accepting it. Can't see it. FM No Casuals makes you wonder why the fuck they signed that Greek goalie for 18 million. Well, we know why that was, don't we? We know that because they were trying to fiddle FFP. Right, we're off again for the second half here at the Stadio Renato. Jonathan XL, are Arsenal fans really deluded or only on social media? Everyone's deluded on social media to a degree, mate. Especially if they're trying to, point score and get clicks for views and all that things. That's it. I personally, I don't understand it, but hey, to each their own. Leeds United want Nick Pope and Sean Longstaff. That could work. Jonathan XL, Fiorentina won it 2 times. Anthony and Isco. M157, who's playing now? Bologna and Juventus. Bologna 0, Juventus 1. Real and Bilbao still 0-0. Mate, you can't call them Real. Every time you say Real, I think you're talking about Madrid. Do you think City will pass Arsenal for second? Come on, City. Possibly, yeah. Possibly. They've got Liverpool and they've got Newcastle next, Arsenal. So they might drop points in both of those. So, yeah, City certainly could. Wouldn't surprise me. Daniel Okninski. Genuine question. Do you not get a bit bored of watching football sometimes? No. Never. Never, ever, ever. Well, look, I've been doing it for 30 years, and before I started the channel, I'd be sat here watching games like this. Maybe, don't get me wrong, there's some times where maybe I'd go, I can't really be bothered, I'm not going to watch it tonight, but I'll keep tabs on it some other way. Then that would make sense. But now I've got the channel and I've committed to watching, we do 4 games a day on a Saturday, 4 games on a Sunday, and then we do one game every single day to the end of the season. We're doing lives every single day. So I love it. Honestly, mate, I really love it because it means you get to watch all these different leagues all these different matches. You get exposure to all these different players. I really like it. I think the day that I stop enjoying watching football, I'm probably no longer around. So, you know, and I know a lot of people feel the same way. And if you don't feel the same way, that's cool too. You can dip in and out for certain games. There's no problem with that. But I think if you're an absolute football nut like me, if you're a bit of a nerd like me and you just love watching all kinds of football, then yeah, this is what you live and breathe for. M15-7, is it a good game? Yeah, I mean, it's been a really interesting game in that Juventus have basically kicked lumps out of Bologna all game. Juventus scored. It was a horrendous howler from the Bologna keeper, Skorupski. Lewis Ferguson just stood over the free kick here for Bologna to whip it in. He's done really well since going to Serie A, really carved out a career for himself. Lots of links to Brentford as well, Lewis Ferguson. Ball into the box, cleared behind. It's going to be a corner. Corner to Bologna, yeah. M15-7 is a good game. CJ better stay 0-0. Jordy Rob, who do you think is winning La Liga? Barca, yeah. Again, we're going to be live next week for Barcelona-Real Madrid in the Clásico. Real Madrid have to win that one. They absolutely have to win that one. No excuses. Must be a win. Otherwise, the title is going to Barca. Shot from the edge of the area, miles over the bar. Sorry, let me just catch up with the chat. I was just keeping an eye on Real Sociedad and Bilbao. Jonathan XL, what do you think of the Dutch defender from Bologna? The Dutch defender of Juventus are in here. Shot. Oh, it's 2. Is he on? I think he's onside, offside. Yeah, it was a good effort though. Really, really good effort that. He's miles off. He's miles off. But he cuts in on his left peg and has a shot. Is it Cambiasso? Great finish that by Juventus. What do you think of the Dutch defender from Bologna? I assume you mean, is it Bukima? I honestly haven't seen too much of him at Bologna. I know he's done well. I remember him playing for, it was Alkmaar. He was Alkmaar in the Eredivisie, wasn't he? I don't know, mate. I don't really know an awful lot about him. I'll level with you. At least I've only seen bits. So, I can't sit here and say he's a wonderful player. Yeah, it was Cambiasso. There is a check here. There's a VAR check. Garrett Cody, in our worst season, we're still better than Bottle FC. Stay humble, eh? Daniel Okninski, fair enough, mate. No Aaron, why didn't Pala play today? Jordy Rob, who do you think is winning La Liga? We've done that one, haven't we? Jordy Rob, what do you think of Sven Botman? Sven Botman is, I would say, far too injury prone to be playing at the highest level. Very good when he plays. Has looked a really good find for Newcastle when he's been fit and regularly playing. But he's just not been fit for a long time now. And I don't know if he's capable of getting back to that. So, I don't know. If he does, I hope he does. You never like seeing players injured. If he does, then great. Great for Newcastle, great for him. But, yeah, I don't really think he's quite there anymore. Garrett Cody, what's your Prem team of the season? I'm doing a video on that tomorrow, funnily enough. Prem team of the season. I don't think it's going to change very much. I did a Prem team of the season in January, like a midway point one. And I got absolute pelters for putting certain people in it. And there's some of those that are still in it at the end of this season. So I'm going to post a video on YouTube tomorrow. So make sure you go and like and follow and subscribe and all that good stuff. How's that for a little hook, a little interchange? Yeah, I'm going to post a video tomorrow with my Prem team of the season. It'll be on YouTube. I might even clip it up and put it on TikTok as well in different ways. It's going to be a slightly longer video, maybe 10 minutes or so. But yeah, let's have a little look at it tomorrow. If you want to go and have a look, make sure you like and follow and all that sort of thing. HC, Coventry, ole ole. Hey, don't get too excited just yet, Coventry fans. You still got some time. Still got a playoff game against Sunderland to negotiate, navigate. Geordie Rob, what do you think of Fabian Schär? Again, very good player, very tidy player. I think he's a little bit on the old side now. Same with Dan Burn. And I think from a Newcastle fan's perspective, they probably need 2, maybe even 3 centre-backs. Because Lascelles is broken, Botman's broken, Schär and Burn are both the wrong side of 30. And yeah, they need to recycle that. If they want to stay at the top, I think, maybe they do get Champions League football this season. But if you've still got them 4 as your centre-back next year, you won't get it next year. You won't get it next year. Defences, good defences are what win your Premier League titles, honestly, and Newcastle are going to fall away with that defence. Trippier's a liability. I quite like the look of Livramento. Livramento's good. I think Lewis Hall, again, tidy player. So they're not too bad as your wing backs, as your full backs, but your centre backs and your goalkeeper need real work if Newcastle are going to get in the top 4, top 5 again next season. Bologna driving forward again here. Chance down the left-hand side. Great ball in. Must be. Hit it. It's in. It's 1-1. There you go. What a finish that was. Get in. And who is it? Is it Orsolini? No, it's Thijs de Linger. It's de Linger. No, it's not de Linger. Who is it? Is it Orsolini? Who was it who scored that? Zoom in. Freuler, Remo Freuler, ex-Nottingham Forest player. Little Freuler. I thought it was de Linger. It's a great finish, that. It was a stud up. It was a cross from the left-hand side, stood up to the far post. They get a header on it. It looks like it's going in. Ends up getting deflected out to sort of around the penalty spot. Remo Freuler picks it up and just smashes it into the far corner. Again, it might take another deflection. Let's see. Gets to the byline here. Really, really good play on the left-hand side. I think that is Orsolini. It's a header back in by de Linger. Freuler picks it up. Does it take a big deflection? Let's just see. Freuler really good there. Oh, it does. Yeah, it is. It's going goal-bound. But I think the keeper was probably going to save that until number 12. I think it's Weston McKennie, is it? Yeah, Weston McKennie smashes it in. It's not an own goal. It was goal-bound, but Weston McKennie there with the deflection, and we're back on. It's game on. Bologna 1, Juventus 1. There you go. Massive. Garrett Cody, as long as Vardiol is in it, it is valid. Gvardiol, I think, was in January in the first draft, and then he came out because people convinced me Kirkes, Anthony Robinson, Cucurella has had a very good season. It feels like the left back spot is so jam-packed with a lot of really good talented players this season. I think Ait Nouri's had a good season. Kirkes has had a good season. Cucurella's had a good season. Anthony Robinson's had a good season. Lewis Hall, until he got injured, very, very good season. I think Miles Lewis-Skelly's had a good season for Arsenal, hasn't he? So I think there's a lot of players you could throw in there at left back. Vardiol too. Vardiol has kind of recently gone back into centre back, and Nico O'Reilly's done really well for City since he's come in. So there's a lot of players you could have honourable mentions for at that left back slot. Right back, I think, is a little bit more straightforward. For me, right back is between 2 players, and I got so much stick for trying to choose between them. I put Aaron Wan-Bissaka in from West Ham. I thought he's been terrific all season. And then as the season progressed, I changed it and I put Daniel Munoz in from Palace. So again, I think it's been brilliant. So it's between those 2 on the right. I think it could be between 6 or 7 on the left. Centre-backs are interesting. And it's really interesting. You can pick loads of different players there for your team of the season. It's been a really good season from that perspective. Right, we've got a player down. 1 second. I'm just sniffing the loo very quickly. Be back in 30 seconds. Right, we're back. What have I missed? Anything? Nothing. Excuse me. Right, what do you think of Fabian Schär? Covered that one. Scouse House, who do you think tomorrow? Palace or Forest? I think it's going to be a score draw. I think Palace are going to cause real problems for him. Even with the team that they're going to probably rest players for the FA Cup. But yeah, I think Palace can really hurt Forest. And Forest, again, they've not been great. I thought even when they played Spurs, I know they beat Spurs, but I thought Forest were pretty poor in that one, to be honest. Geordie Rob, what do you think of Dan Burn? I like Dan Burn. Yeah, it's a great story, isn't it, the whole Dan Burn thing? You know, scoring the cup final, going back and playing for Newcastle lad, you know, the whole thing with his dad. It's great. I like Dan Burn. Very, very likeable player. Very good. You know, I'm not sure he's maybe... I probably wouldn't have had him in the England squad. I'll say that. And I think if you're Eddie Howe, you're probably preparing for, you know, getting someone else in to cover for him. If, you know, in an ideal world, I think for Newcastle to be a Champions League team next year, Eddie Howe wants Dan Burn to be no more than a bench player, not a starter. Dan Burn doesn't start for the Champions League competing side, not a Premier League title competing side, which I think for Isak to stay, that is probably what Newcastle have to be. So there needs to be some serious acquisitions this summer to convince Isak that that's the club for him. Jonathan, for me, PSG has the best chance of winning the Champions League, yeah. Geordie Rob, what do you think of Bruno Guimaraes? Talented player, but he reminds me a lot of Bruno Fernandes in many ways. I'm not sure he's great when the chips are down. He's a bit of a whinger. He's a bit of a... I'm not sure he's the best captain. Let's put it that way. Not sure he's the best captain. Bit of a whinger. Seems to kick everyone when the game's not going his way. And I think I would say he's quite overrated as well. I think he's a good player. He's good, but like I wouldn't have him as one of the best midfielders in the Prem. Like not top 5 anyway. He's just a very competent, very good midfielder in a very functional physical midfield that works incredibly hard. Joe Linton, Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes. If I had to take one of them at Liverpool, it would be Joe Linton. Genuinely. I'm not even just winding anyone up. I know there was Newcastle fans in the chat earlier trying to tell me that Tonali is the most important player at the club, which, quite frankly, is nonsense. No skill, Aaron. Surely Bruno Fernandes is in your team of the season. No, not at all. Garrett Cody, so happy the way Nico has grown. I love the way Pepper's added him to the squad. Yeah, top player. Really, really good player. Ollie Allen from Yorkshire. No, I'm not from Yorkshire. No, your accent detection is way off. I'm from about 100 miles west of Yorkshire, or maybe southwest of Yorkshire, depending on where in Yorkshire you're talking about. Yeah, I'm from St Helens. I'm from just outside Liverpool. I was born in Wiston, about 15 minutes from Anfield. And yeah, raised in St Helens, lived in Warrington, Widnes, worked in Liverpool city centre, worked in Manchester for many years. So yeah, accent's a little bit all over the place, but I'm not from Yorkshire, no. Athletic Bilbao still 0-0. Scouse House, all I need is Juve or draw, Real or draw, and Palace or draw for 200. Wow, okay. Jay, if we bottle top 4, I'm blaming you lot. Hey, listen, can't blame anyone but yourselves. If you don't get top 4 or top 5, then that's entirely on you. Especially if you've got Arsenal and Chelsea still to play. Newcastle are going to drop some points. I'm telling you. CUFC, hi, good to see you. Geordie Rob, what do you think of Joe Linton? Yeah, like him. Really like him, actually. He's a player I think would fit in well at Liverpool. Or would have fit in well at Liverpool. But he's a very, very good player. Like him. Jonathan XL, the real captain is Kimmich. Nobody has that mentality and leadership. Jay, he is whingy, but at the end of the day, he rattles opponents and wins fouls, so it works. Jonathan XL, VVD is a bit soft as a captain for me. Soft? In what way would you say soft? Riley BC FC Crow, how do you think Birmingham City will do next season, the champ? Do you think they could get playoffs? I don't see why not. I don't see why not with the right investments, you know. Some good players there. Jay Stansfield's had a good season. Could he replicate it in the Championship? You know, I don't see why not, yeah. Birmingham are a very, very solid team. They've done really well this season. Stood up to the far post there, Juventus. Unlucky. Bologna get it away. It's heading for a draw here, which, you know, if it does finish a draw, it's probably one of the most exciting races for the Champions League next season in all of Europe. There'll be 1 point separating 4 teams for one position going into the final 3 games. Unbelievable in Serie A. Bologna, Juventus, Lazio, Roma, all fighting for that final Champions League spot. Looks like Atalanta have got the 3rd spot sewn up, and obviously Napoli should get it by being champions. Inter Milan 2nd. No skill Aaron, who are you putting over Bruno this season? It's pointless having the conversation with you, mate, because as far as you're concerned, Bruno Fernandes is the best player in the league, isn't he? What do you think of Sandro Tonali? I thought he was a bit of a liability today, I've got to say. Sandro Tonali's a very hard-working player. Yeah, tireless. He can show a good bit of quality. I think Tonali's better than Bruno. Tonali's better than Bruno Guimaraes. But again, I think defensively, he was off it today. I think he was guilty of not closing very well for the goal, Yankuba Minte's goal. And I would also say that he should have given a penalty away. I think the way he flew into the back of Matt O'Reilly, and that should have been Brighton, maybe Brighton 2-0. The game would have been done and dusted. So late on in the game as well. So, yeah, I think he was very fortunate today. It wasn't one of his best games. Carlos Baleba got the better of him pretty much every time. Won all of the 50-50s. So, yeah, I think Tonali's a very capable player, very good midfielder. But again, I think Newcastle need more in there. They need better in there. They can't just rely on them 3. They probably need Lewis Miley to step up. Lewis Miley's a very talented young player. Need him to step up. They probably need another one in there. You know, Willock's not been at it, has he? Longstaff's just not very good either. So I think they probably need 2 more faces in that midfield. I think they probably need 2, maybe even 3 centre-backs. They need a goalkeeper and they need a right winger in order to get back into the Champions League places next year, because City will improve, Arsenal will improve, you bet your bottom dollar Liverpool will improve, Chelsea will improve, and I'm sure Villa will as well. Forest, I think Forest will inevitably fall away, but you know, those teams around you, Brighton, Bournemouth, they're not too far behind. I think Brighton and Bournemouth are closer to Newcastle than Newcastle are to City and Arsenal. That's what I would say. Yeah, it's closer. The teams behind you are a lot closer than the teams above you. Whatever the point says, that's the situation. I'm telling you, there's no way Arsenal, Newcastle are in the same realm as Arsenal or City. Or Chelsea, to be honest. I think Chelsea are a better team than Newcastle. They're just managed really, really poorly. But individuals-wise, I think it's night and day. It's night and day. CUFC, who you watching? Still Bologna and Juventus, mate. It's 1-1. Bologna 1, Juventus 1. There's 23 minutes left, plus added time. Sully, what's your thoughts on the Palace Forest game tomorrow? I think it's going to be a score draw, mate. 1-1. What do you think of Harvey Barnes? Good player. Yeah, okay. I think he's let himself down a little bit. When he got the big move from Leicester, I thought he'd kick on, but he's not England material. He's just an okay winger. I don't think he's as good. This is what's baffling me about Anthony Gordon not playing, and maybe why I'm thinking there's something behind the scenes there, because Anthony Gordon is infinitely better than Harvey Barnes will ever be. And the ability that Gordon showed last season, you would think that he would have got the nod. I know Harvey Barnes has been all right in moments for Newcastle, but he's never going to be as good as Anthony Gordon. He's just never ever going to be as good as him. So it's odd that they keep playing him there. Scouse House want Juve to get one to calm my nerves. Geordie Rob, Eddie Howe keeps trying to sign Ederson from Atalanta. What's your opinion on him? Is he that good or bad? Yeah, Ederson's a very good player. Again, for a team that's finished third in Serie A, I'm not sure signing him for Newcastle is going to be as easy or as straightforward as perhaps you might think. He's a very, very capable player. He's not been as good this season as he was last, but he's still a very capable player. Still very, very important to a good Atalanta side. So I think under Gasperini there, he's no need to leave. He'll be, unless he gets a big move to a team that's really challenging for the title, like again a Liverpool, an Arsenal, a City, or a Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern, someone like that, PSG. If there's teams in that bracket, I don't think he moves to Newcastle because it doesn't move the needle. You know, he could stay at Atalanta and get what he's got at Newcastle. I'm sure it's just as nice in Bergamo as it is in the northeast on Tyneside. User not found. Maddison out for the rest of the season. We're cooked. Listen, there's still plenty of time. Still plenty of time. No Maddison just means Kulusevski gets more of the ball. And Kulusevski with more of the ball is what you want, believe me. James Maddison's a good player. He's had a good season for Spurs. But I'm not overly worried by him being out. I think Spurs can still do well against United in that final. Made in Chelsea, what team do you support, bro? I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. Yeah, Liverpool fan. CJ, when Simeone went attackingly, it didn't work. Well, I know, but that's never been the way with Simeone, has it? He's never really been a manager to throw caution to the wind. He's always been control, pragmatism, playing with emotion though, and yeah, he likes a lot of energy from his teams, and I just feel like that's what's missing with Atletico. It's not necessarily an issue with tactics; it's that he's not getting the fire in the belly anymore, and I don't know why that is. It does feel like it's a little bit flat there, and maybe you get that after you've been manager there for so long. Just a different voice in the changing room is needed. And it's easier to get rid of one man and his coaching staff than it is to get rid of 10, 11, 12 players. So that's often what wins in that circumstance. Player power. TikTok user, seen rumours of Saliba to Madrid for Tchouaméni and 50 million. Hard to replace. Good deal for both. You're not getting 50 million and Tchouaméni for Saliba, mate. Again, Saliba's good. He ain't 50 million plus Tchouaméni. It might be Tchouaméni and maybe 10 million, or even just Tchouaméni straight swap. Tchouaméni for Saliba seems about right to me. Tchouaméni's brilliant. He's a game changer for Arsenal. If you're getting rid of Partey, if you've got Rice and Tchouaméni in that midfield, that's better than Saliba. It's better. So I don't think you're going to get Tchouaméni and 50 million. That would be outrageous. If you just get Tchouaméni straight swap, I think you've done all right out of it. User not found. Maddison's been class for us this season. Kulu is struggling to get back to his form. Yeah, needs a bit of time, but he's still a very, very good player. Griezmann looks off it. Come on, Juve. DM resells 50 million plus Saliba. Yeah, that's it. There's just no way at all that you're getting 50 million quid. And Saliba, 50 million quid plus Tchouaméni for Saliba. It's not happening. Geordie Rob, Ops on King Isaac. Yeah, good player, not 150 million quid's worth. I think he will kick up a stink to leave Newcastle this summer. Expect that. Especially if you don't get the Champions League football. If you don't get Champions League football, I am almost certain that there'll be noise coming out of Newcastle this summer that Isaac's asked to leave. Or that the club are considering offers for him. there'll be a gentleman's agreement behind closed doors with him. That if you don't get it, then you allow me to leave for X amount, and maybe there'll be clubs interested at circa 100 million. Any more than that, and it becomes not viable. Doesn't become worth it. He's a good player, very, very good centre forward. There's not many of Alexander Isak about, so yeah. Good centre forward. Could see Liverpool being interested. Could see Barca being interested. Could see maybe even Real being interested. Definitely Arsenal too, at the right price. Again, any more than 100 million, it's daylight robbery, and they'll go elsewhere. And I think Isak knows that, and I think Newcastle know that. And the only way that Newcastle drop their asking price is if Isak kicks up a fuss. And I think that's exactly what will happen at some point. He'll look at it and go, I'm 25, 26, I've got all these big teams asking for me. I reckon I can go. I can get that move, but I'm going to have to put in a transfer request. I'm going to have to publicly say I want to leave so the club can't keep me. And as soon as the player does that, the club have to go, right, we wanted 150 for him. He's now told the fans he wants to leave. We've got to sell him. We've got to sell him because we physically can't keep him at that point. He's never going to play for the club again. And if he does, he's not going to put in anywhere near the level of performance that we've been used to from him. So his value's just going to dip. It's like having a really nice car sat on your drive. You might as well sell it. If it doesn't work for you, you're going to have to sell it. So I think that's what's going to happen with Isak. DM resells, Dean Hyson plus Milos Kerkez, 120 million combined, or both. Chance here for Bologna again. Can he get it in? Good save at the front near post there. Di Gregorio again, keeping Bologna out. Juventus on the counter-attack. Really good game this, you know. Really, really good game. Here's Kolo Muani down the left-hand side. McKennie in the box as well. Tries a step over, doesn't quite get it. Oh, that's good play by Muani. He's given the penalty, has he? Is it a penalty? Must be. Oh, has he kept it out? Oh, miles over the bar. Locatelli very nearly there. Should have been 2-1 Juve. He had the ball on the penalty spot. All he had to do was get it on target. The keeper was basically lay on the floor. Wonderful play by Weston McKennie. Great play by Muani, Kolo Muani, to get into the box. It's no penalty. McKennie picks it up. Good pass into Locatelli. And he just loses his feet. He gets the ball trapped underneath his feet. And it's still 1-1. Dean Heisen, Milos Kerkez, 120 million combined for both. No, I don't think so. I think it's probably going to be more likely that it's around 100 million. Heisen's 20 years old, mate. You're not getting 60, 70 million for him. And Kerkez, left-backs don't go for much more than 40, 45. 50 and an absolute push. And again, he's still young, so I think Kerkez will go for about 50, and I think Heisen will go for about the same, 45, 50. CJ19, I think Atleti either get Sesko or Nunes. Yeah, I agree. Reese, Arsenal wouldn't take less than 140 million for Saliba. Then they won't sell him, and it'll be the same thing as Isak. Saliba wants to go, and he'll ask to go. And that'll be it. And his price will go down. Geordie Rob, do you like how loyal Bruno is to Newcastle? How he sings to fans and cheers in games and stuff? I mean, I guess so. Yes, nice. Good to see. I mean, I'm a cynic though, mate, to be honest. I'm a cynic. I always feel like players will always try to better deal a club if they get an option to. You know, every player wants to win things and wants to go and win things and play in the best team. So, as much as Bruno is nice and likeable and whatever, I feel like if his form ever improved to such a level that your Real Madrid, your Barca's, you know, your Cities, whoever it might be, would be interested in going buying him, and maybe he only had a year left on his contract, or maybe 2 at a push. I think he would push all the singing in the world, all the loyalty. It only extends as long as a piece of paper, and these are players from all around the world, mate. They don't have any loyalty really, not really. I'm yet to see any player really turn down, a foreign player anyway, who's not local to the club. I'm yet to see a player really turn down a massive move through loyalty to a club that isn't winning things. It just doesn't happen. Just doesn't happen. If it's a better club and there's a chance to move, they'll kick up a stink. Happens pretty much every summer. Scouse House. What channel is this on, mate? It's on TNT Sports 1, mate. João Pedro Neves Felipe. United. Chelsea are frauds. Goodness gracious me. Isak has won more at Newcastle than the clubs that are after him. That's not true though, is it, Rubes? That's not true. He's won a League Cup at Newcastle. A League Cup. That's not what you dream of. That's not what he's going to be telling his kids about. Scouse House, how was that not a Juve penalty? It wasn't, mate. It wasn't. It was a bit of a soft one, let's say. Jordy Rob, did you see Bruno feels like our team can win the league? Well, I'm sure he's going to say that. They'll all say that. But I think you'd be... If he does actually think that, which I'm sure he doesn't, deep down, I'm sure he knows there's no way Newcastle are anywhere near winning the league. They're about 7 or 8 players away from winning the league. Rubes Hills, Arsenal. Yeah, mate, what? Arsenal? Fair enough, Arsenal. Arsenal haven't won anything this season. That's fine if they're interested in Isak. But I'm sure Barcelona have won more than Newcastle this season. I'm sure Liverpool have won more than Isak this season. So, as far as I'm concerned, if he wants to leave and he'll have top clubs knocking on his door, he'll leave. That's it. There's nothing... A contract doesn't matter. What Eddie Howe says doesn't matter. What the board says doesn't matter. What Isak has said publicly up to this point doesn't matter. There'll definitely have been conversations behind closed doors, and I'm sure he wouldn't be... Definitely if they don't win the... If they're not in the Champions League, I am 100% certain he leaves. 100%. If they get in the Champions League, I still think there's probably a 60 maybe 70% chance he goes. Because he'll look at it and go, you know, good that we're back in the Champions League. That's good. But he was in the Champions League with Newcastle a couple of years ago. He's been at the club a long time. He's won 1 League Cup. And now he's got a big opportunity to move to one of the top clubs in world football, wherever that might be, whether it's a Liverpool, an Arsenal, a Barca, a Real, you know, PSG, whoever it might be who want him as their centre forward. He'll go. He will. Corkins cards. No one's got the money to buy him. But you say that. Reece Castle, who are we on about? We're on about Isak. No one's got the money to buy him. They will have the money to buy him if he comes out publicly and says he wants to leave, which is what happens with players. It's exactly what happens with players. And as I said, if Newcastle don't get Champions League football, I'm 100% certain he leaves. Not even 1% doubt in my mind. I would be very, very surprised if he stays at the club. And in many ways, I'd be surprised if he stays at the club even if they do get it. I think if Newcastle sell Isak, they should go for Kolo Muani. Yeah, he's done well, Kolo Muani, at Juve. Especially if Juve don't get the Champions League, he might be open to it then. I think they'd be more likely to go for like a Goncalo Ramos. Again, he's not really favoured at PSG. That's sort of the signing that I would see Newcastle going for. Scarborough Athletic, name a player and sound for an edit. Will Hughes and the sound of a steam engine. Geordie Rob, we want Dominic Calvert-Lewin on a free and Jonathan David apparently. That makes sense. Dominic Calvert-Lewin doesn't suit Newcastle though. Jonathan David would be a good signing. But again, you know, he's leaving Lille, who have Champions League football. He's not going to be in any rush to go to Newcastle if they don't have Champions League football. It's it's the same cycle again. Scarborough Athletic, what song is that? You didn't say song, you said sound. You said sound, so I said the sound of a steam train. If you're on about a song, alright, fine. Go Will Hughes and Push It by Salt and Pepper. Reece Crownshaw, who's better, Kirkez or Roberto Carlos? Jimmy Traore, mate. Not even close. A real left back. Right, we are approaching the last 6 minutes plus injury time. Bologna driving forward down the right here. Good ball into the box. Juventus just struggling to get this away. Oh, it hits the referee. That's going to be a free kick. Joe Stowe, just say you don't like Newcastle, mate, at this point. Why? Why do you think I don't like Newcastle? Because I think that Isak will go if you don't get the Champions League. What's the issue with saying Newcastle will have to sell Isak if he wants to go? That's not applicable just to Isak, by the way. I've just said exactly the same about Saliba and Arsenal. So it's not just a Newcastle thing. It happened with Liverpool and Coutinho not that long ago. It happens. It's football. It's modern football. It's not anything against Newcastle. Rubes, Steve Finnan is the best left back ever. Wasn't a left back, Rubes. He was a right back. Reece Crownshaw, Bakary Sagna was the same level as Roberto Carlos. CJ19, get Bilbao Sociedad on. Nah, we're sticking with this for another 5 minutes or so at least. At least. That was a really good goal there by Remo Freuler. Needed to get that in. Geordie, can you continue the live after this match is finished and speak about transfer rumours? Depends what time we... Maybe for 10-15 minutes or so, mate. Yeah, we can do. We'll put Bilbao on or we'll put whoever's left on. I don't know who's still playing. I'll switch over to someone else. Scouse House, and you'll switch over for me, your fellow Liverpool fan. Jaden Thompson, as a Newcastle fan, I think if we don't get top 5, Isak leaves. Again, that's entirely reasonable. And I'm getting called a hater, a Newcastle hater, for saying that. But yeah, and the reality is that if he wants to go, the club will have to facilitate a way for him to go. People keep saying, yeah, he's got a contract. The club have said they're not selling him under any circumstances. Just doesn't matter. Like, you see this all the time play out. It's naivety to think that it doesn't happen when we've seen like 1,000,001 examples of it over the years. Right, Calabria and Dominguez coming on for Bologna here. Who's coming off? Davide Calabria, ex-AC Milan, isn't he? And it's Orsolini and De Silvestri coming off. A couple of fresh legs coming on for Bologna for the last few minutes. Jaden, Alanson Maximan said he wouldn't leave NUFC and did. Mate, yeah, it just happens all the time. You've got to remember this, that players, they're not fans. They're not fans. They're not loyal in the way that we all think they are, or at least that we all think they are. They're just employees of a club for a period of time. And if there's a better offer available to them, you better believe they're going to take it. And they're going to do everything in their power to take it. And they sometimes have very bad advisors who will tell them to do things like, for example, go into training and kick the balls all over the place. ruin the session, basically. That happens a lot. That does happen a lot. I've seen that in, listen to audiobooks with, Neil Warnock has talked about it as a manager when he's been a manager over the years, and you have a player who wants to leave the club. He's got his agent telling him that there's clubs interested in him. And yeah, the way that he gets his move, the way that he engineers his move is by making him totally and utterly unplayable at the club that he's at. By being totally and utterly misbehaving, whether that be... Because the thing is, that's another thing as well. If he misbehaves, the club have to fine him. Or they have to send him to train with the kids. And then he's pictured training with the kids, training with the reserves, which increases the rumours around the club, doesn't it? And then any teams who come in for him, they're going to say, well, he's training with the kids. He's obviously not going to play for you again. So therefore, we're not paying you the 50 million quid that we think he's worth. Now, he's only worth 30 now because you have to sell him. We're going to tempt it with 30 million quid. And if you don't accept it, then fine, we'll walk away. But you have to sell him. Otherwise, you've got an unhappy player that you can't play sitting on your books, and you've got to pay him every week. The nth pimp, who has a worse season if City don't win a trophy and Arsenal don't? City. Yeah, City. Geordie Rob, bye mate, got to go, good night, God bless, see you later mate, see you on your next stream. Take it easy Rob, have a good night mate, you too. Right, 10 seconds plus added time here. Are we going to get a winner? Are we going to get a winner? 6 minutes of added on time. CJ, crazy to Griezmann. Crazy that Griezmann went to Barca when Atleti won the Liga. Scout House, how many added? It's 6 minutes, mate, which we are 25 seconds into. So, 5.5 minutes to go. Can Bologna nick a winner? Can Juventus nick a winner? Both of these would be... They'd go up to 4th. They'd go back into the driver's seat if they were able to. If it finishes a draw, then it really does intensify that race for the top 4. 1 point separating 4 teams as it stands. Roma, Lazio, both on 63. Juventus on 63 as well. All separated just by goal difference. And Bologna will be on 62. And only one of them can get the Champions League spot. And there'll be 3 games left of the season. Unreal. Absolutely fantastic end to the season. It's a free kick here for Bologna. Free kick here for Bologna. They play it short. Oh no, refs pulled it back and said you got to take it from the right spot. If Madrid win the Clasico, 1 point could separate La Liga with 2 to go. Yeah, and that's it. Barcelona have still got to play Villarreal as well. They've still got to play Espanyol as well, the derby. So Barca could drop points, especially if they've got a final to think about, Champions League final. Then, it's certainly not beyond the realms that Real Madrid could win the La Liga, but they'd have to win. They have to win the Clasico next week. So we're going to be live for that, definitely. We'll 100% do the Clasico. Ball into the box here for Bologna. Corner nodded behind by Juventus. Jaden, who do you think NUFC are most likely to sign? I don't know in terms of personnel. I don't know any more than anyone else, but I would imagine you're going to go for at least 1, if not 2 centre-backs. I think you need a keeper. I think you need certainly a right winger. So, right winger, 2, maybe 2 centre-backs. Ball into the box. Chance here for Bologna, must be. Oh, chance again. Oh, skies it. He skied it. And it was Lewis Ferguson again. How's he missed that? Oh, Bologna could have been 2-1 up there. Good block, and Lewis Ferguson about 8 yards out. All he has to do is get it on target, and it's 2-1 Bologna. Yeah, I think Newcastle need maybe 4 or at least 4 new faces. Goalkeeper for sure. Right winger for sure. Maybe at least 1 centre-back as well. Especially if Botman and Lascelles aren't quite at it. So we'll see with them two. And that's excluding if Newcastle actually have to, maybe sell Isak or sell some other players. They've got to replace them, haven't they? Then they've got to go out and sign a replacement for Isak. Trippier might go. Wouldn't surprise me to see Trippier go. So maybe then they need a right back as well. Marseille and Lille have drew in League One, for anyone who's keeping tabs on that one. My backside is having a flappy time. Hold out, Juve. Let's win this Club World Cup, Atleti. Right, it's a free kick to Juve here now. We've got 2 minutes left. Castro dragging back Kolo Muani, I think it was. And it's going to be a free kick wide on the right. They're going to put a ball into the box, Juve. They've sent a few bodies forward at least. They're committing men forward to try and win this. If the ball's good, they might be able to get in. It's Douglas Luiz who's come on. He's going to take it. He's got Weston McKennie at the back stick, screaming to try and get it over to him on the far side. Kefren Thuram's there. What's the score, Callum? It's 1-1. Bologna 1, Juventus 1. We have got 90 seconds or so left. Douglas Luiz with the ball in. It's gone behind for a corner. No, goal kick he's give. And Bangula. Should have been a free kick. Delap to Everton. Well, maybe, yeah. I saw him come out. He went in that house, didn't he, at Everton, and signed the wall. The house near Goodison Park. Did you see that? That was a little bit odd, wasn't it? But, yeah, look, I mean, if Delap does go to Everton, that would make a lot of sense. They need a centre-forward. I think he'll go to a club where he starts every single game as the number 9. And I'm not sure he's going to get that at any of the teams further up the table who might want to take a chance on him. If Villa sell Watkins, then I think he'd be a really good option for Villa. I think if Newcastle sell Isak, he'd be a great option for Newcastle. So, Everton are going to have competition, for sure. First game is PSG in it, and we already beat PSG this season before Kvaratskhelia, though. Has he blown up? He's blown up before the 6 minutes. It's full time. It's 1-1. There you go. Bologna 1, Juventus 1. So the race for the top 4 for the Champions League goes down to the wire now in Serie A. We're into the last 3 games, and there's only 1 point separating 4 teams. Roma, Lazio and Juventus all deadlocked on 63 points, and right behind them Bologna on 62. There's only one place, 4th, which can get them Champions League football. And who's going to get it? I mean, you couldn't predict it. They've all got big fixtures between now and the end of the season. We'll probably do more of these watch-alongs. Bologna v AC Milan is next Friday, and that might be the one we do next Friday. Bologna v AC. That's at the San Siro, actually. It's AC Milan v Bologna. So we might do that one next Friday, see how Bologna get on in that game. See if they can get back into the top 4. Scarborough, Phil, so I can tag you in the edit. Phil what? Phil what? I don't know what you mean by Phil. Right, so I am going to leave. I am going to set up for tomorrow's stream. We're back tomorrow night for Forest against Palace. Or rather, Palace against Forest. It is at Selhurst Park. So, yeah, we're going to be live for that tomorrow. Make sure you give us a like and a follow and a subscribe and all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. Get to YouTube, give us a like and a follow. And I will see you in the next one. Yeah. Scarborough Athletic. I don't know what you mean, mate, so I can tag you in the edit. You can tag me in the edit. Just tag at Premier League Dad. You know how to do it. I don't know what you want me to do. Happily, if you need me to do anything, let me know. Message me. Happy to help, whatever you need. But I don't know what you need. Yeah, I will see you all tomorrow night if you're coming around for it, if you're watching. Palace against Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. Another big game in the race for the Champions League. Let me know what you're thinking and give us a like, give us a subscribe, get over to YouTube.